Well, I guess this might be the official welcome to the Georgia Collegiate Athletic Conference. We're halftime here from Cuthbert, Georgia. If you missed it, we apologize. The Fighting Tigers leading 28-20. So Andrew leading 28-20. Perimeter here, and they get a steal to start the second half. And down the lane, get it out to Vetter. McIntyre leads all scorers at halftime for Andrew with 9 points. She had 7 rebounds to go along with that, almost a double-double. Underneath and the layup is Johnson. So now a 6-point lead. Smith, Finnegan, 3-on-2 for the Tigers. Paulo feeling it, rattles it in, and count it. 3 points, that's 9 by 3-point fashion for Paulo. The visitors down low, rattles it in, and good by Cook. Paulo, 9 points on the game. She is now 3 of 4 from behind the 3-point line. And she's now shooting 50% for the game. Oh, poked away. And that is going to be a foul on perimeters. That's Boyd. McIntyre and Tindy a little slow to get up. Chelsea McIntyre took a big brunt of that. But Taylor Boyd hobbling a bit. And that will bring returning to the game, Jennifer Tindy. So Deja Smith triggers it in to McLeod. Andrew leading 24-31 here. Or as you say at home, 31-24. Finnegan with the basketball over to Paulo. Hasn't scored from inside the 3-point range, but Paulo with 9 points on 3 of 4. That's 75%. That's astronomical, crazy, amazing good. Paulo finding Smith. Smith will try one. Misses everything, and Finnegan will collect it, but she stepped on the end line. So it'll be perimeter basketball, 24-31. Their deficit. Robinson gets past Paulo. Now takes on Smith. Tindy down low. She throws it up and good. Now Smith under pressure gives it over to McLeod. Back to Smith, and they get it over the timeline. Poked away, stolen. Perimeter now providing pressure, and they're on the charge. Down the lane, throws it up. Blocking foul, count the basket, and to the line for one will be Robinson. We got a timeout here from Andrew College. We're going to step away as well. We'll be back in just a moment here from the Andrew College Digital Network. It is a 28-31 deficit. Georgia Perimeter going to the line for one more. Back to the action here. Coach O'Malley, Paradise O'Malley, Coach Paradise, I still struggle with that, but getting after an engagement, married over the break. So it is Samantha O'Malley now. And no good. So Andrew will keep a 28-31 lead. Smith under pressure. Now to McLeod. Paulo wants the basketball. She's got 9 points, all behind the three-point arc. Now McLeod, she had 9 in the first half. Smith will probe the defense. Back to Paulo. She's going to ring it up. Off the back of the rim, no good. And Finnegan gets it to McLeod. Paulo. Smith, no good. Finnegan going to be called for a foul there. So it'll be Georgia perimeter basketball. It was a 20 lead at the half for Andrew College. And since then, it has been an 8-3 run by the Jaguars. And they now trail 31-28. Misses everybody, does Vetter, and it's going to be Andrew College basketball. So we are live here from Andrew College after some technical first half difficulties. We are live, and there you go. Ring it up. Andrew College with another basketball there by Smith. Swing it over from deep, off the rim, no good. Collected, and second chance, no good. This time, McIntyre with the rebound. And that's an unforced turnover there. So here's Vetter, and we had a lot of bells and whistles at the beginning of that game, and we apologize you missed it. Live here on the Andrew College Digital Network, there is what I saw in the first half, a moving screen. McIntyre trying to fight through that, and it'll be Smith to inbound. So Smith will inbound to Paulo. Again, she's got 3 of 4, or I believe it's 3 of 5 from behind the three-point arc. That's still 60%, and that's really good, as they say. McIntyre lays it too hard and bounces off. Paulo looking for the assist. Down low in the corner. Now back to Vetter, looking down and throws it off the back of the rim. McIntyre collects it. Even after the poke away by Boyd, McIntyre collecting that, showing the strength. Now Finnegan. McIntyre wanting it, battling down low with Boyd. Now Smith. Paulo will drive around. Step back, got a finger. McIntyre gets it, puts it back in. You give Casey an assist there or a missed three-pointer? We'll see what the stats show later on that one. But McIntyre either going to get a rebound or just a good heads-up play. Off the front of the rim and over and in. So it's a 5-point lead for Andrew College here. And McLeod turning that one over. Vetter hands it off. Rattles around, no good, and the turnover doesn't hurt Andrew this time. They lead by 5. McLeod gets it to Smith. Under pressure, now McLeod brings it across the timeline. Paulo stops and pops off the back of the rim, no good. Won't call her got cold yet, but that's cooled off a bit for Casey Paulo. Swings it around. Finnegan defending. She goes to the ground, no good. And McIntyre collects an easy rebound as Tanika Johnson had an easy shot and missed it. This time, Smith rattles around, no good. And it'll be perimeter basketball. So Casey Paulo started off very strong here in the game from distance. Now she's cooled off a little bit, but well over those 5.3 points per game on the season. Back to live action here. Is one shot here after the foul and the basket. A chance to cut it. It is now 32-35 in favor of Andrew. At the line is Cook, and she makes that a 2-point basketball game. That's a one-possession game. Andrew led 28-20. Now Grissom drives to the roll, switches to the right hand, and missed everything. Finnegan steals it away, though. Back to McIntyre. Over to Smith. Smith will back it out. Now McLeod over to Grissom. Grissom. Finnegan and McIntyre working down low. Grissom going to drive, switches the right hand, spins around. Shot is blocked, turned away, and here comes perimeter. Chance to tie it or go ahead by McLeod. Battles, and Grissom may have gotten a piece on it, and another chance. And basket and a timeout here for Georgia perimeter. Take a look again who came into the game and the starting five teams. Allowed Casey Paulo, Deja Smith, and Jackie Finnegan to go along with Chelsea McIntyre for Andrew College. For perimeter, Jasmine Robinson there. They play a three bigs rather, and 2 guards. Where Andrew 4 guards, and then the big lady down low, Chelsea McIntyre, the starting 5. So, real quick. And what she provides for this team, almost a double-double average in conference play. She's got it on the year, double-double, 10 points, 11 rebounds coming into the game today. And she's already well on track, 9.7 rebounds at the halftime. She's out of the game, though, right now. We got some substitutes. Deja Bandy and Jasmine Johnson in. McLeod, runner. It's going to be on the floor. And that's the 3rd foul now on Georgia perimeter here, as Aaliyah Hendricks picked up the foul. Smith off the inbound from Bandy. She's going to put it up. That's well off the mark. Collected by Jennifer Tindy. Now Vetter pushing the tempo. Shot on the way. 3-pointer. And just like that, takes a lead here. McLeod over to Smith. And she walked with the basketball. So a turnover as perimeter has pushed the envelope. They've scored 17 points here in the first 7.5 minutes of the second half. They only scored 20 in the first half. They were trailing 28-20. Robinson handling the basketball for perimeter, guarded by Sierra McLeod. Pops it out. Driving down, guarded by Bandy. And Deja Bandy going to be called for the foul and sending Aaliyah Hendricks to the charity stripe, which has not been that charitable to Hendricks, shooting 55% from the charity stripe on the year. And McIntyre back in for Finnegan. Second one on the way, rattles it around and count it. Now a 38-35 lead for Georgia Perimeter, who trailed by 8 at the half. McIntyre gets it over to Smith. Smith blocked away by Boyd, who's averaging almost a block a game and over a block a game in conference play. Hendricks now swings it around to Cook. And back to Robinson. Good thing I know, because that jersey, she shakes and bakes, but had nowhere to go. Gets it back. McLeod will pick up the steal. Sierra McLeod down the lane. Going to be blocked away and be white basketball after that. McLeod only credited with 1 steal in the first half, but definitely another one there, and she's got on the season over 2 steals a game. I'll reset the shot clock here, and it's a 3-point lead for Georgia Perimeter. Bandy to inbound for Andrew. Pops it out to Paulo. Almost lost the basketball there, but she corrals it. Under pressure, splits the double team, and gets an ovation from this very biased Andrew College crowd. Now over to Johnson, looking for McIntyre. Down, she gets it, throws it up, count it, and a chance to tie the ball game up. Chelsea McIntyre doing the work down low. That's a lot of work people don't want to do, but it's work you definitely have to have if your team wants to be successful. The post play of Chelsea McIntyre there with a chance to draw a level here. Foul again on Smith. Trying to rack up those blocks. McIntyre here rattles it off the back of the rim. No good. And she pulls it away from Vetter. Can't control it though, and it's going to be perimeter basketball. Now here comes Vetter. 1-point lead, under 11 minutes to go. And now we'll inbound it from midcourt just about. After difficulties. So, trigger and bounds, now back to Vetter. Under 20 seconds to go on the shot clock. Vetter will step inside the 3, and that one's off the mark. She should have been behind the 3 to give that one a chance. Just about missed everything, but caught the lower portion of the backboard on the backside. So Andrew with a chance to take the lead by 1 or 2 points if Paulo can ring one up again from distance. Casey driving in, throws one up, and foul. She'll go to the charity stripe. So Casey Paulo will go to the charity stripe, where she's shooting about 64% from the charity line on the year. And she'll have 2 here, a chance to tie, and then maybe take the lead. First one looks good and is, rattles it in and good. So we got a tie ball game. Second one on the way, and that one's even better. They both count for 1, and your Fighting Tigers take a 1-point lead here. They've only scored 11 points here in the second half. They led 28-20, and now hold on, cling to a 1-point lead. Paulo with the foul there. starting to creep close for both teams shooting in the bonus. Robinson now over to Cook. Trying to hand it off and deflected. Kept by perimeter. Bandy's going to guard. Cuts off the baseline. We'll send it back around to Robinson, who's going to step back three and count it. Robinson gives a 2-point lead. Was that a 2-point? I counted as a 2, excuse me. I thought I saw the arm raise there. So it's back to a 1-point lead for perimeter. Back and forth we go. That tale of two halves. I'm Rudy Radiger. We welcome you tuning in. If you are tuning in, you can let us know, let me know, by using the Twitter handle Rude Sports. That's RUUD Sports. Here goes McIntyre over to Bandy. She's going to drive baseline, step back, and count it. Deja Bandy back to a 1-point lead for your Fighting Tigers here. Counting down towards 9 minutes. A drive, Johnson there to put pressure. Cook with the basketball, guarded by Bandy. She'll run out. Back to Cook, and count it, 3 by Cook, and that's a 2-point lead now, 43-41. Paolo corrals that one. She's going to drive. She still hasn't scored from inside the 3-point line. McIntyre spins. Got a lot of something, but here we go. McIntosh, Johnson, she shoots off the rim, no good. And layup rattles around and good by Boyd. We're going to take a timeout with them. Full timeout. You're watching the Andrew College Digital Network. This is Rudy Radiger. We're going to step away and we'll be back in just a moment. Back to the action here. It'll be perimeter basketball, leading by 4 now, 45-41. Andrew took an 8-point lead into the locker room, 28-20. But perimeter came out on fire and has scored 25 points here in the second half. And a turnover at the travel. So it'll be Andrew ball, as Tanika Johnson just couldn't believe it. She shuffled her feet, but she did. McLeod finding Paulo, but that's a turnover. It's going to be a stop from the foul line, and foul now. As Tanika Johnson kind of on the end of a lot of unfortunateness there, right? You say other things happen in threes. So we're going to have another one. She reaches, doesn't get called for the foul, and here comes McLeod. Paulo, talk about threes. That one no good. Smith will collect it and gives it to McLeod. to McIntyre. She fakes the handoff, fakes the spin around, now to McLeod. She's going to try a three, off the back of the rim. McIntyre with another rebound, finds Bandy. Bandy, strong, no good. Collected by perimeter. And wildly throws it up and count it by Hendricks for the Jaguars, who extended the lead to 6. Smith catches it. And if that was football, we would have a highlight, ladies and gentlemen. She collected that one under pressure right at the center circle. And after the foul, that will send Smith to the charity stripe. Smith, one of the leaders on the team at 78.8% from the charity stripe on the year. And the first one goes in and good, so she'll get the second half of the 1-and-1. Trying to chip away at this deficit after holding an 8-point lead at the break. Smith, second one on the way, and that one's well good. Robinson with the basketball, guarded by McLeod. And she's going to stop and pulls up for 3, and back to a 7-point lead. Beyond my wildest dreams, we're still streaming. McLeod misses that one and is a 52-45 advantage for perimeter, and that one wide open, but she misses it with ease. Here comes McLeod over to Smith. McIntyre wants it, begging for it. She's going to get it. Cuts in the middle, finds McLeod, and count it. Sierra McLeod, 52-47. And McIntyre trying to get the steal, but Vetter will be fouled. So 5:45 to go here. I just realized I still have my coffee at my feet. Andrew came out on fire. Lots of energy in the first half. Took an 8-point lead into the halftime, but they now trail 47-52. And runner no good. Collected. Second chance. Up and in by Tanika Johnson. She reaches in, pokes it around, and then shins the ball out. We won't call that one a kick. Protective padding on her leg, maybe back out of the way, but truthfully, she just didn't get a good handle on it. And no steal, so the Lady Tigers looking to get this one across the timeline. McLeod throws it up, no good. And here come the Jaguars pushing over to Cook. Cook throws it up, and that's going to be a foul on Andrew. Is into the game is Amber Bowen. And we're going to have a full timeout here with 5:08 to go It's a 54-47 lead for Georgia Perimeter. You're watching the Andrew College Digital Network. This is Rudy Radiger, and we'll be back in just a moment. After the timeout by Andrew, Jasmine Cook at the line for a pair. She misses the first one. So 5:08 to go. Second one is good. McIntyre will get it into Smith. Smith wants a clear out. She's going to drive over the timeline. Vetter's coming. Now to McLeod, guarded by Vetter. McLeod going to test the defense. Gets it to McIntyre, no good. Chelsea McIntyre missed one, and that's going to be a collection for Cook. Now ball on the ground. Bounces around off the back of Vetter. 3 bodies on the floor, but right in the mix of it, the only Andrew player, Chelsea McIntyre. I think she's trying to make up a little bit for missing that easy one, the good dish by McLeod. McLeod gets it to Apollo. Apollo, high looping one, can't get over the trees, and stolen away. So under 4.5 to go here. Andrew trailing 55-47. Stolen away, picked up and to the rack, throws it up. She's going to go to the line for 2 is Amber Bowen. She's got amazing hair too, does Amber Bowen, but who am I talking? Any hair is better than my hair. Which, if you haven't seen, it was cleanly shaven this morning with a Bic Mach 4. So there's really nothing up there. Bandy will come back into the game for Casey Paulo. And Bowen will try and chip into this deficit, 55-47. And second one is good. So now a 7-point lead for Perimeter. Here comes Vetter. McIntyre called for the foul. Didn't look like much contact, but the guys in stripes, men and lady, calling the foul there on McIntyre, and that's the 9th team foul. So Vetter puts in the first. She'll get the bonus now. Back to an 8-point lead, chance to make it 9. How quickly this game turned. Andrew, game was really kind of grinding along for both teams, and then right towards the end of the first half, Andrew took an 8-point lead on a pair of Casey Paulo 3-pointers. She hasn't hit one in the second half, though. Bandy driving, loses it, throws it up. She'll go to the line for 2. That's a veteran move there by Deja Bandy. Felt the contact, just chucked one up. And we'll get a substitution after the first of two by Bandy. First one, nothing but the bottom of the net. And whoever shouted brick was way wrong. If they were trying to call that, I'm not going to be buying anything they're selling. Second one on the way, high, no good. Smith will get it. And a chance to cut into this deficit, 57-59. High off the glass, no good. And here we go. 3:46 to go, 8-point lead for Georgia Perimeter here in this Georgia Collegiate Athletic Conference Region 17 matchup. McIntyre trying to poke it away. I'll stay with Perimeter here. The Jaguars in the wine and gold. Trapping full court defense. And she traveled with the basketball. Bandy's presence forced her into the misstep. And Smith throws it to McIntyre. 3.5 minutes to go here in the game. .20 seconds on the shot clock. The clock is not the friend of Andrew College right now. Into the lane, throws it up, no good. Amber Bowen will go back to the line though. Another foul on Johnson. Tanika Johnson. The look of disbelief. And rattles it in and good. We got 10 team fouls on Georgia Perimeter. So it's a double bonus the rest of the way for Andrew. And Bowen, second one on the way. She rattles that one in and good. Finnegan will come back into the game, replacing Smith. Several people thought she was coming in for him, but in the end it's Smith. Perimeter now with a 6-point lead. They trailed by 8 at half, and they've led by as many as 9 here in the second half. This pressing defense by the Tigers putting some pressure on, and in the end, getting around it and putting it up Johnson. And now a foul will send the Tigers back to the line for the double bonus. So Sierra McLeod will be at the charity stripe. On the season, in conference play, the Tigers shooting 54% from the charity stripe. McLeod will put this one in. McLeod shooting over that at 57% from the free throw line. Hasn't been so free for either of these teams on the year, but McLeod puts in 2. With the clock stopped, they cut it to a 6-point deficit. Georgia Perimeter shooting just about 60% from the charity stripe. Again, not very free shots for either of these teams. Vetter now to Cook. And they'll swing it around. Cook back to Vetter. Vetter loses the basketball, gets it back, fumbled around, bodies all over the floor, and shot clock violation. Defense pays off. It takes a whole shot clock, the whole 30 seconds, but no shot, no attempt, and no points for Perimeter, who leads by 6 with 2:24 to go. McIntyre gets the basketball into the near court. McLeod now handling it. Smith begging for the basketball in the left wing. Now cutting through. Bowen. Back to McIntyre. Look to spin. Back to McLeod. She spins in the lane. Back to Smith. She throws one up and in. Deja Smith. And we got a timeout on the floor here from Jinx Gymnasium. This is Georgia Collegiate Athletic Conference action. Region 17 women's basketball. Under 2 minutes to go. It is a 4-point ball game. We'll be back in just a moment. And with 1:57 to go here, welcome back to Jinx Gymnasium. I'm Rudy Radiger, and this is Region 17 matchup between Georgia Perimeter and Andrew College. Perimeter in the wine and gold, brought in a 7-11 record on the year. So McIntyre, 15 points, 12 rebounds in the ball game. And Perimeter trying to cut in or take and extend this lead. They lead by 4 points, 59-55. Blocked, knocked away by Smith. 2 players on the floor, and it's Andrew basketball. Last touched by Perimeter's Boyd. McLeod now with the basketball. 28 seconds to go. Or what am I talking about? 1:35 to go. Wrong clock. Got to push the basketball here. Bandy drives in. Throws it up. Lots of contact, but no foul. Over to Vetter. And she traveled with the basketball. So 1:13 to go, a 4-point lead for Georgia Perimeter here. They were down by 8 at halftime. Smith with 11 points. Bowen going to drive down. Circus shot, no good. And underneath, count it, and one more from the line. Will Johnson get an attempt? So under 52 seconds, that's 51.9 exactly. And a chance to extend this to a 62-55 lead for Georgia Perimeter. Shot is on the way, and it is good. And we're going to have a timeout here. Full timeout here from Jinx Gymnasium. This is the Andrew College Digital Network. I'm Rudy Radiger, and I'll be back in just a minute. So just barely under 52 seconds to go. It is Andrew College basketball. McLeod will inbound it to Smith. And Smith, clock winding down. Paulo not on the floor. So Smith is the big three-point on the way, off the rim. And over the top of the backboard, no good. She had the look she wanted. The play worked to design. Pressure. Smith pokes it away. He's going to stay with perimeter here. Inbound. Turning away from pressure. Running across. High dribble. And they're going to call a foul. Big high dribble. So that'll send Robinson to the line for a one in the bonus. The one on the way, front of the rim, no good. McLeod will get it. They got a push here, 26 seconds to go. Over to Smith. She's going to drive in, throws one up, and a foul by Johnson. So that'll be 2 shots for Smith. And the first one's on the way, and it counts. So now Paulo comes in, replacing Bowen, and Vetter replaces the fouled out Johnson, her 5th foul. And Smith's second one is on the way and good. Now Vetter, lots of pressure coming here. 16 seconds, excuse me. Pulling it out, trying to wind away this clock. And McIntyre's going to have to foul here. Took a long time before the Lady Tigers went for the foul. So McIntyre with the foul. And that'll send Vetter to the line for the double bonus. First one's on the way, front of the rim, no good. She was the only one on the page that thought it was a 1-and-1. Second one, throws it off the back of the rim, rattles around. Clock not the friend of the Fighting Tigers here. 4 seconds. McLeod to Smith. 1 second. She throws it up, and no good. That'll be the ball game. So perimeter down by 8 at halftime, trailing 28-20. Come back to put up 42 points in the second half for a 62-57 lead. So from Andrew College, wrapping up our first official broadcast. We got a half in. But we're pleased to have everyone here. Make sure you tune in. You subscribe to the Andrew College Digital Network on YouTube. That way when we go live, you get the information. You get it live on your phone if you want to follow us like that. Also, if you're interested in joining in a part of the club, this is I am not a student, so don't get misunderstood, but this is a student-run program here at Andrew College, headed up by Mark Brown. We got to give a shout-out to the main man, Mark Brown, our athletic director and academic dean, Dr. Edith Smith, for making this a possibility here to take part and bring you the action live from Jinx Gymnasium. We'll be live out from Horde Complex for baseball and softball in a few weeks. To round things out for the game, McIntyre finished the game with 15 points and 12 rebounds. Smith with 13 points. And Casey Palo, 11 points. After starting out very hot from the three-point range, she cooled off quite a bit. And for perimeter, they also had 3 players in double figures with Hendricks and Boyd, and then a team-high 14 by Cook. McIntyre with a game-high 12 rebounds, 15 points. So that concludes it here from Cuthbert, Georgia. On behalf of everyone, I want to thank you for tuning in. And until next time, God bless, safe travels, and enjoy the rest of the weekend.